Welcome back. In today's episode, we are going to concentrate on stock adjustments. Want to see these stock adjustments get done because that is, I think, the most remaining part and the dashboard. So let's just work on to the stock adjustments and we make sure that they make some effects in our app, and then after that we'll see how to work onto the dashboard, but we still have a lot of work to do on stock adjustments. We haven't added the edit functionality, the delete, and even the new functionality still have something to do with it. So you just get started with the stock adjustment. So the first thing is I'm just going to first of all just here so that we can have the delete. I think the delete is the easy one. Let's first put the delete and the delete functionality to be working. Okay, so to make sure that the delete functionality is working, everything on this table is okay. If someone clicks on this delete button, you will see that onto the components the data table is well set. We have the delete button extracted. If you just look down here, we extracted the delete and we are giving it the ID and also the endpoint. Okay, so already the endpoint for the adjustments is coming. Let's first check that this is being sent of so let's just go to back office dashboard, inventory adjustments. So onto this page, so we can see that we have data table here, we have to send the this, where is our data table? So we have to send the adjustment, which is this is going to be the endpoint. Whatever we put here becomes the endpoint. Okay, so we have to provide those endpoints. There is one for the transfer and one for the add columns. Let me first see the endpoints. If we just go to the API adjustments, you can see we have adjustments add and adjustments transfer. Okay, so I don't know what we are going to add, because what we have been putting, we put for instance categories, so it will come and target API categories. So this one has to be like API adjustments. So for instance, for the transfer has to be something like, so this one is called resource title. Okay, and let's just try, for instance, we add adjustments. Okay, and now has to be like stroke transfer. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Then also for the same thing, for this, the add, it's supposed to be adjustments add. For sure, I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's just see on the data table. We expect to receive the resource title, and this resource title is being used in different places. The first one, the resource title, has been used on this edit. Okay, on this edit you can see here it has inventory resource title. Okay, and then update, we I think do something like an if statement here, but for now they just look at the delete. So the delete takes in the endpoint, which is actually the resource title. So if you just go and look at the delete functionality, you will see that we are using this here endpoints to be API adjustments stroke this, then we send the ID. I think it might work. Let's just go to like brands route, just copy this delete endpoint. Okay, just go to the transfer, for instance, route. So we have the adjustments transfer route, then inside here we have only the gate and the post, so just add the delete. Okay, so this is just going to have the ID delete. We have this ID first. Okay, we get a deleted adjustment, maybe deleted adjustment. Okay, so just going to see on the gate, this is the transfer. Just copy this and then bring it here, db dot transfer stock adjustment dot delete, where ID is ID. So here we return this. We just want this and fail to delete the adjustment. Okay, so this is the transfer. I'm just going to do the same thing for the other one, the add. Okay, just here put this. So this one is the add stock adjustment. Copy that and just come here on db.transfer. So just change this. Okay, ID, we get it. We have the adjustment where ID is ID, and then here we have the adjustment. Okay, so let's just see if this takes any effect. Just to refresh. Okay, just this is for the stock increment, so just for instance delete this. Yes. Okay, so it deletes actually. So I'm also just going to delete all these ones. I just want to start like adding the new ones. I'm just going to delete this. Okay, so it has nothing. Okay, so we could also just make an if statement. If there is nothing in the table, we saw some sort of no any adjustments, like no data. Yeah, we should, I think, just add like an if statement. If there is nothing, instead of showing an empty, so if we can just go to the data table. Okay, remember we have here initialize the data to be empty and even column empty. Okay, so just going to check only for the data, I guess. So where we show the table here. Okay, I'm just going to check a statement. Okay, just going to say, for instance, if if data, okay, dot length, if data dot length is greater than 0. Okay, if it is greater than 0, then that means if it's greater than 0, then if this is true, then we could show something here. Else we could show something here. Okay, so just first get this cut, and I'm just going to go in this first one, paste this, and then the second one I'm just going to say a p tag. Okay, yes, here there is no data to display. There is no data to display. As simple as that. Maybe we could just give it some padding, class name. Could give it some padding y or 4, and we just p4. Okay, and maybe also text to Excel. Let's just see if that one works. Okay, yep, so you can see here there is no data to display. I'm just going to make this one this, and let's give it a bg of white. bg white. Let me see. Okay, text, maybe text center. Okay, okay, so that is great. There is no data to display, so now we have that one. If there is no any data, then we can check this. If there is data, then okay, so that is for the adjustment, or even this one. Let's just see if the delete works. Okay, so there is no data, so we are at a good point right now. So let's start with adding, trying to add some adjustment. Maybe you want to transfer stock or want to add new stock. So the first thing, if you just click on add stock here, we have the reference number, then we have the item, and we have the quantity, and this is the most important part, is this quantity we enter here, and then we have the warehouse that will receive the stock. Okay, so let's just say we have the main branch, which is this. Now I just want to go to, first of all, to the item, because I want to see if this reflects. So I'm just going to first of all select, I want first to go to the items. So just first go briefly to the items, inventory, items. Okay, I just go to the items. So instead of showing the selling price, I'm just going to say the quantity here. Okay, if you look at the items, we have somewhere quantity. Okay, so I want to see the quantity in stock, so I will just go to items. We'll go to items, and I don't know if it is this one, not API, back office, dashboard, inventory, items, and on the page it is where do we send the items to? It is here. So instead of selling price, I'm just going to add quantity. Okay, I just add this quantity. Let me open the same spelling here. Okay, and let's just go here, and okay, so we have the quantities. For instance, Samsung phone has 100, Tecno has 253, HD television 700. Okay, so if someone transfers and adds new stock of Samsung, maybe this Samsung is 100. If he adds 50, we should see the 50 reflecting onto here. Okay, we should show the 50 reflecting onto here. And I think we have to show one more thing. If you go to the items, we have to show also the warehouse. Okay, I want to see the warehouse, and I will start by going to the items in the API. So just go to the API and items, and we're working on this one. So one thing I want to do is where we are getting the items, I just want also to include, instead of supplier, I'm just going to include the warehouse. Okay, so just instead of the supplier, I'm just going to the warehouse, and I will just go, if you look at the warehouse into here, actually we can just fetch the warehouse. I'm just going to duplicate this and just get for the warehouse. Okay, so if you see the warehouse has the title. Okay, so I want to show this warehouse on the items. They must be now refresh. We are seeing now we get the data for the warehouse. If you look at it now, we have the warehouse ID, but down we have the category, and then we have also the warehouse. So we want to show the warehouse title in the table. You can see the title is there. So I'm just going to first of all go to the item. This one is done. Close it. Okay, and then even page items. So on the columns I'm sending, we have the column of category title. I'm just going to add one more. Okay, just put this and put warehouse dot title, and this one we actually pick for us it will add one more, which is going to be warehouse title. So you can see now we can see the warehouse title like Jumia. Okay, so that is good. Once the item and where it is located, this is great. So you can just say this. Okay, well, we have to show this here. Okay, so now after that, we're just going to work on the adjustment. The same thing here on the warehouse. If you look at the warehouse, let's just look at the warehouse. Okay, so we have all these things here. We have the title, location, warehouse, blah blah, all this kind of stuff. Okay. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go back to adjustments, add a new adjustment. So for instance, when we add a number and we have, for instance, Samsung, the item here is Samsung, and we enter, for instance, 50. I'm just going to duplicate this also, and I can close one of these ones. I just want to come and show the items. So the items Samsung, we have 100 in stock currently. So if I just come here and I add 50, so that 50 should reflect here on this here. Okay, and also here in this the branch. Okay, and one thing I think also we have to will be seeing is where it is currently in the branch. Okay, so let's just go and what we want to do is this. When we add this, we have to go and effect it in this adjustment. So just go to the add inside the API adjustments, add first. So in the add, when we just do the post here, Okay, remember we have this receiving warehouse ID and we have also the item ID. Okay, so onto this one, I think we should do some other things after the adjustments. After we have added the adjustment, we are supposed to also affect the item. So affect the item. Okay, and also after the item, we have also to affect the warehouse. Okay, we have to affect these two things, the affect the item and the warehouse. So just take for instance with the item. So that means that I have to go to the item. I can just copy this. Okay, to the item, I'm just going to say updated item. I have to do await db.item. So I have to get the item and update. Okay, and update because we want to update the quantity. And you know, in the update, if you check update here, update takes in if you look the put request, I don't know if it is going to work because this is always a put request. I don't know, but you see we have the where and this data. Okay, so we can just simply just get this, and let's go back to the route here. So update, and I just want to update item where ID. So the ID here right now is going to be this item ID. So where ID is equal to item ID. We have the item ID, and the data we want to update is the quantity. So want to affect quantity. And this is very tricky. So we have to say quantity, want to give it the new quantity. So I have to get a new quantity somehow. Okay, new QTY. And because why are we saying we have to get this new quantity is because when we put let me just first comment out this and I explain, because we have, for instance, already, if we go into our UI, is that when we add this 50 here, the 50 is supposed to be added onto the existing 100. Okay, so we are not just actually updating this to the new number they enter here. This new number is supposed to actually add onto this one. Okay, and that means that if we are to do that, we have to first get the item so that we get the quantity that is available right now. Okay, that means that we have to first get, okay, we have to first get the item. Okay, so we have to first get a single item which is find unique. So before here, I'm just going to first get the item, so like will be const item, const item, maybe this is the item to update. Okay, item to update is going to be equal to await db dot item dot find. So this one is supposed to be find unique. Okay, find unique, and it takes in, of course, also the two things. It takes in the where. So where id is equal item id. Okay, and probably this should be first on top. Okay, so before we do this, I can first get the item. So we first get the item to update. Now what we want from this item to update is to get the data back for that single item, and then we can get the quantity. Okay, so here we could just say current item quantity. Okay, and we could just say const current item quantity, current item qty current item qty is equal to item update dot quantity. Okay, assuming after we get this back. Okay, after getting this back, we can just check that we get the item. So now after getting this, we can go ahead and I think do this. So we can do this, and this is to modify the item quantity. So this one is modify the item to the new quantity. Okay, so that means that I'm just going to comment this. So we say now updated item is await db.item.update. Okay, and then we say where id is item id and data is going to be quantity, which is now we should be able to get the new so the const, we could just say new qty, the new quantity is going to be equal to the current item quantity plus the quantity, this one that is coming here, this, where is this add stock quantity. So this plus this. So now you can just say add it to this new quantity. So this now makes sense. Of course, afterwards we want to add also the adjustment. So before we do all this one, we can first test out some things to make sure that this is getting where we want. Okay, we are going to send the data. First of all, we have to console.log this whole data. Okay, I'm just going to console this whole data. Then afterwards, we shall console this. So just go one step by step. So I will comment this. Okay, so that we just have a step by step, comment out this, comment out this, go ahead and also comment out this. Okay, and also comment out this. So we don't just want to start doing and one step is not there. So I'm just going to start with consoling this data. Okay, so I can just copy this whole object. Okay, const here, const data is equal to this. Okay, so we have the data like that, and let's console.log the data, as simple as that. Yeah, so this is going to help us. Okay, so let's just go ahead and try to add, and also I'm going to open my console, my terminal here. Okay, just go and try to add stock. So refresh. Okay, just here add some fake filler data. Okay, they just have here this they select the item, select the warehouse that will receive the stock. Okay, so down here I'm just going to put let's just say 50. Okay, so let's say click add stock. Something went wrong. We can just come here and see what went wrong exactly. Okay, so yeah, I think just because it was not doing anything adjustment, but the data reached, you can see the data reached. This is good. It has the reference number, the notes, and the quantity, and the item ID is there, and the receiving warehouse is also there. That is great. So that step we have passed it. Okay, so we check one step and then we move forward. Okay, and that's how you can ensure that you are not making any mistakes. So now I'm just going to, I can remove this whole data thing. This one I can remove. So now since we have that, I can just go ahead and get the item. Okay, this one. So we can console.log item. So console.log this item to update. So let me do the same thing. Okay, let me do the same thing. We still have these numbers there. Save. It will still bring something went wrong, but let's check. Okay. Okay, so you can see we are getting back this whole item. This is great. The whole item is being fetched here, guys. You can see the current quantity is 100. So that one we passed. Okay, so we have passed here. So it means we can get access to this quantity. Okay, so it means we can get also this down all these ones. Okay, so what I'm just going to do this time is console.log the new quantity. Okay, console.log new QTY. Okay, and let me just take off this. So I want to console the new QTY just to do the same thing. We are adding 50, just save. Something went wrong, but I just go down here, scroll. Okay, we have this. Okay, so we have to convert them. This is a string plus a string. Okay, so we have to convert this. You can see what it has given us, 150, meaning that both of these ones are strings. This and this, they are string. So what I can just do is since this is quantity, you could just say pass int on both of them. So you can just say, for instance, okay, and we could just only convert one if we wanted. Okay, like this current quantity, we could just simply add a plus here, and I think that one should be enough. Send again. Okay, scroll down. Okay, is it still saving? What happened? Let's check. It is still the same. Okay, just convert manually. So let me just remove this. So we could just say pass int of this. So just say pass int of this plus pass int of this to be really sure that we are getting the positive number, like the actual numbers. Okay, so do the same thing, save the item. Okay, something went wrong. Scroll down now. Okay, so we are having 150, correct. That's great. We have 150. So after getting this new quantity, we can proceed to modifying the item. So I'm just going to remove this. Okay, so we have now the updated item. Let me just cut this from there. We're just moving on steady progress. So just here we want to console.log this new item, updated item. We are giving it the where, and the data is only this qty is equal new new qty, quantity is equal this. Let's see. Okay, let's just see if we get back the item. So I'm just going to save. Okay, something went wrong. Data is back. They scroll. Okay, we get back the item, and we are looking on, yeah. So you can see the quantity is 150. This is great. So this has been updated. Okay, it has been updated. Okay, so now it's save the adjustment. So now what I'm wondering is since here since this is the this warehouse, so we should be able also to check the stock. Okay, so in the warehouse, if you check in the warehouse, we don't have anywhere. Okay, warehouse. Okay, we have here these warehouses. For instance, we have the title of the warehouse, warehouse type. Okay, so for instance, we are supposed to have the quantity there. Okay, we are supposed to have quantity because and this would be the we are supposed to have at least the quantity. We might not have the items, and I don't know if we also wanted to see all the items that are inside that, but at least we should have the current stock. Okay, so I just need to add the stock. Okay, I just need to add stock onto the warehouse. I am just going to add here stock. stock quantity so that we can be able to manipulate it. So I'm just going to go to Prisma and warehouse. I'm just going to look for the warehouse. It is where, so at least it has the item. I will see how I can get this data because the item you can see is there. Okay, so now what I just need, and you can see it is an array. This is good. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to add the stock. Okay, we have, I'm just going to say stock quantity, stock quantity, and this is going to be a float. No, it's going to be an int. Okay, I'm just going to give it at default. So I'm just going to say at default, the way you see this, I'm just going to say at default, and the default is going to be 0. Okay, like want the default to be 0 at first because it has no any maybe items, but as we add items we need to increase the stock. Okay, we need to increase the stock here. So let's see if we run. I'm just going to open a new tab. Okay, I'm just going to run npx Prisma db, I think is generate. Let's just see this npx Prisma db generate. This should be db generate or push. I think we're supposed to run the push. Npx Prisma db push. I think this should also do the generate. Instead of writing the generate and the push, we can just run one. Let's see if we be successful with this. Okay, Prisma schema loaded, data source, database already in sync. Okay, so operation not permitted. Okay, so, and I think it's just because we already have some already existing warehouse. So what we can also do is quickly is removing all the warehouse. Okay, I'm just going to first go to the warehouse. Warehouse here. Now, if we remove the warehouse, the items which belong to certain warehouse, where do they go? Okay, if because you see you have a lot of these warehouse, you just try to delete these. Delete. And we did not test last time. Did we test the warehouse? Because definitely this must be causing a problem. Okay, you can see the deleting is not happening. Let me try to go to this side. If we have any problems, so there is this. the change you are trying to make violate the required item warehouse between the item and this. Okay, and if you scroll down, we are trying to have this relationship where we have this item and the stuff. Okay, so now this is where we use the, I think, the cascade. I don't know if I'd written it in my notes. Okay, just scroll down. Okay, scroll down. This is where we are supposed to have the cascade. Okay, so you see here, for instance, onto this. So if you have, for instance, a model called post, and it has this relation whereby it has a user and maybe author ID. So you're supposed to put something like this. So warehouse, onDelete, you're supposed to have this onDelete cascade. So let me just go and add this onto the item, and this is going to be added on all of them. So for instance, category, so onDelete cascade. Okay, then warehouse, where is brand? So for instance, when a certain brand gets deleted, what happens? So we have brand and brand ID. So here, reference, put comma, and put this onDelete cascade. Warehouse, or put comma, onDelete cascade. Supplier, just add comma, onDelete cascade. Yep, I think those are the only ones. And also onto these stock adjustments. So on the adjustments, because they have also the item, you can also say item onDelete cascade, and the same thing onto this one. Okay, great. So right now, I don't know if we try to update, what is going to happen. Okay, let me first remove from the warehouse. Where is the warehouse? Let me first try to comment this one out, and let me try to run npx db push, and we see if that one can accept to okay, so we have a lot of problems here right now. Okay, so now what we can just do is actually first removing all the items. Okay, so let me just refresh this. Okay, I'm just going to make all the changes I need, and then I will first remove the items, remove everything. So just go to the warehouse, Just put this. Okay, so let me just first go to the items here, delete. So the items, they can delete, I guess, for them. Yep, delete, gone, delete. Okay, so now if we go to categories, so we have no problem with categories. We can leave the categories to be there. Brands, so brands units, it is just only the warehouse that we have problem with. So I just delete now, try to see. So you can see they get deleted because they are not attached to any now. Okay, so let's first delete all of them, and probably we can also put a bulk delete somewhere, like someone can check all of them and delete at once. Okay, so we have something like this. So after that, I think we should be able now to run. Let's go ahead and run this command. Okay, npx, let's look at what's going to happen right now. Okay, let's just see if this is going to sync. Okay, they still have refused. I don't know why. The data is already in sync. Is Prisma operation not permitted? I don't know why is that. Another you can just do is just going and remove everything. For the inventory, do we have anything? We have the suppliers. You can just go and empty the whole database. Just delete this supplier, delete this, no data. Adjustments, we don't have. Warehouse, we don't have. Units, I don't see the reason why these ones they need to be, but let's just empty. Okay, let's just empty for the purposes of making sure that everything we, so just go to brands. Okay, just delete. Okay, then now categories. Okay, so at this point the whole database is empty. Let me just try to stop all this. I can also stop the app. Okay, so we made some changes. Let me just go ahead and run npx db push again. Okay, so everything right now is okay. It has pushed database already in sync, generated Prisma client, so that's great. So what we can do is starting the server. Okay, is starting here, npx npm run dev. Okay, Okay, so I'm just going to go and refresh the page. Okay, and you can see making change in only one place, like adjustment, how it can make us understand our app, or if there is something you need to get. You can see how interesting it is. Okay, so I don't know if in the fetch for the warehouse you can include items the way we included I don't know if you use the same thing they include. We'll see that one. For instance, where we have here item, if you say warehouse include item, let me just go to the API warehouse. So we have warehouse. Where is warehouse here? So where we have this, the warehouse, I don't know if you can add the include. Okay, and then you just put item 2. I don't know if this makes sense. It seems everything has stabilized. Now we can add some things, like add a new category. I just say spanners. Okay, and this will include all spanners. Save. Okay, so we're just going to add one for purposes of in the future, just in case we need to delete. So after adding that, you can add the unit. Just add unit, and unit spanners are measured in pieces. Okay, save. Okay, just go back, and what do we need? We need a brand. We can add a brand. Okay, maybe whatever, German. Just we can just add that. We can also just so we have the category, brand, unit. We can add one warehouse. Actually, we can just maybe add 2. So we have the branch and the main. Okay, so yes, the warehouse name is maybe BOU, and this is main. Just say BOU main. Okay, and this one, location Kampala. This is the main branch. This is the main branch. Save. Okay, you can create another one, which is BOU, and then branch, maybe Kasese branch, and then here the location is maybe Kasese. This is a branch. This is a branch. Save. Oh shit, I just saved it as main. Just a second. This one is main. Just edit. Oh, not this one again. Just edit the other one, not this one. Just edit this. Supposed to be just a branch. Save. Okay, so cool. So just refresh, I guess. So now it is a branch. Okay, so now we are good. Just going to go to the categories, brands, units, warehouse. Okay, supplier. We can just add one supplier. Okay, supplier name is Grand Spare Parts, maybe brand spare parts. The phone number, email, just this. Contact person is Samuel. Supplier code, TIN number, the payment, supplier payment terms. Here is the terms. Next is, here is some notes. Okay, just like save. Okay, new supplier added. We'll add only one. Okay, so now let's go create the item. I will first get here spanner 19, something like spanner 19. Okay, yep. So just get the images, or maybe spanner 19. Yep. So just save one, save image. Okay, spanner 19. Okay, just go here. Now let's create a new item. Create a new item. Okay, this one is going to be fake field, so just fake field all other data. Okay, but the name, I just want to say spanner 19. Okay, the category is only one, spanners, item, SKU, barcode, items. Just add the first 50 pieces, then the brand is 1, buying price and selling price. I have no supplier. Then we are putting on the main. Okay, item in weight, kilogram, maybe 0.3. I don't know, if just put 1, doesn't matter. This dimensions, tax rate, everything looks okay. We can just put the image. So get this image of the spanner, just upload. Okay, so just going to save item. The new item created. I can close out of this. Okay, so we have the item here, spanner 19, quantity 50, spanners, and the warehouse title is BOU main. Okay, so great. So now when we go to, let me just go ahead, fetch this. We have the 2 warehouses. Okay, the stock. Now you can see the stock is 0 right now. So on the first thing is on the item creation. Okay, so if you look at this, on creating a new item, this warehouse is supposed to get populated a stock of 50. Okay, this one is supposed to have a stock of 50 when we add it to this. Okay, so one thing we can do is, on creating the item, where is it? API item route. So on the post here, we are supposed to, first of all, before we update this, we are supposed to first get the warehouse, where this is going, and we can just say const warehouse, okay, is equal to await, and we are waiting db dot warehouse dot find unique, and it is raining this side, guys. I don't know if you can hear me very well. So await db dot warehouse dot find unique, and we are finding unique, and we say where id is equal to, so you have to get here in this item, item data dot warehouse id. I guess if you go here, there is this warehouse id, and you can see it is item dot warehouse id. You can copy this, and to be sure, just put here. Okay, so this gets the warehouse. After getting the warehouse, we need to update. So update the stock on the warehouse. Okay, so we have to get the stock. Okay, so we can first get also the current stock that is there. So let's get the current stock of the warehouse. Okay, so we can just say current const current stock current warehouse stock is equal to warehouse dot stock, okay, dot stock qty. So you can see here on this stock, where is it? You can see it is stock qty, so you can just get this stock qty. So this is the current stock. Now we can update the stock. Okay, we can just say const updated warehouse. We can just say is equal to await db dot warehouse, okay, dot so you say db dot warehouse dot update. Okay, and here we're just going to take in where and the data. Okay, so where the item id, so here So where now do we warehouse ID? So here we have to get warehouse where ID actually. So where ID is equal to item data dot warehouse ID. Okay, so we take in also the data, and the data is this stock quantity has to be updated to the new. So here we have to get the one from the item, the one we have just added from the item. So here const item stock. So this is the one we are getting from the item stock. In fact, new stock qty is equal to just say pass int to make sure pass int of this current of the current stock plus plus pass int of item data. So you can see here there is where we have the quantity here. So I'm just going to copy this. Just paste this here. Pass int of item data dot qty. Okay, then after that we just use this new stock here. Okay, so this will update stock in the warehouse. Okay, then when this is done, okay, when that is done, then we can go ahead and create the item. Okay, that would be great. So now let's try this out. First of all, you can see the items, they are 0 here. So I'm just going to go to this, delete this. Okay. Okay, add a new one. They just add a new one, fake field. I'm just going to put spanner 19. Spanners, everything is there. Now the item, I'm just going to make it 50 pieces, and this one to main, and that's it. Just upload the image. Okay, just upload. Okay, save item. Okay, new item saved. Just close. Now first of all, what we want, you see the item is 50. I'm just going to refetch this data. I see if it was affected, and you can see here, guys, on the BOU main, the stock quantity has increased to 50. So this is what we wanted. Okay, this is what we wanted, the stock to be increased when we add a new stock from here. So if I add a new item, it should increase the stock. That one is great. So let's go back to the adjustment. Okay, so we're testing the adjustment under all circumstances. That's why we got stuck. because the warehouse was not being seen anywhere. Okay, so we're just going to do exact same thing that we did onto the item. Okay, I'm just going to copy all these steps, these ones here. So get the warehouse, get the current stock, blah blah, all this. So copy from here down here. Okay, I'm just going to copy all this, go to the adjustment, add route. Okay, so you can see here we had to first update the item. Okay, we have to first update the item. Now the item was being updated. Okay, you see, and we have to manually also update we have to manually update this site. So after this, paste this. So just go up. So after we have updated the item, we get the warehouse. Warehouse is db dot warehouse dot find unique where. Now this ID changes. If you look at what we are having from here, we have it as the receiving ID. So just scroll down. So this warehouse, instead it will be this warehouse. Okay, receiving warehouse ID. Now we get the current stock of the warehouse, which will be current stock, current warehouse stock, which is warehouse.stock quantity. Okay, that is okay. The new stock is going to be the current warehouse stock plus, now we have this stock that is coming now, this one. Add stock. So this, get this here. Where is the warehouse? This here. Just add, instead of item, just this, add stock quantity. Okay. Great. Then afterwards, we have to update now the warehouse, update the stock on the warehouse. So warehouse is db update where ID. Let's first get the receiving ID here. Okay, and data is stock. Then we add this new stock quantity. Okay, and then after that, when we have updated everything, now we can go ahead and we can just go ahead and we can just go ahead and just do this here. Okay, first of all, we just check the warehouse from the other side, so we can just create there now adjustments. Everything now will be okay. Let's just go and try. So the item, first of all, we have only one item. So reference number, I'm just going to generate this reference number here, spanner 19. So spanner 19 currently has, if I just go here, duplicate and fetch items. Okay, so you can see currently we have only one item whose quantity is actually 50. Okay, so now want to see when I create here this spanner, I add 50, and also this warehouse, just going to choose main. So currently the main, I'm just going to go back. You can see the stock quantity is 50. Okay, so just say we are getting from the new supplier 100. So just say we are getting 100 items from the supplier. Okay, I feel like we're supposed to have also the supplier, because if you're adding a new stock, you're supposed to have which supplier is giving us the stock. Okay, but nevertheless, let's first finish this. Then so we have to see the update in these two things. Span 19 as an item has to increase the stock, and even on this the main has to increase. Here is not save adjustment. Okay, so it's doing behind the scenes all the job. New stock adjustment added. So now I just only need to check first of all on the item if this item stock changed. Okay, so you can see that first of all the quantity changed to 150. Great. Actually, we have also the here the warehouse stock also changed to 150. So this is what exactly what we wanted. Okay, wanted it to be changing just like this. Okay, so one thing just we need to add is that we need to add the I feel like we need to add the supplier. Okay, when we are adding stock, okay, when we are adding new stock, we need to add where is this stock coming from. Okay, we need to add the supplier, so that means that we have to create a relationship. Okay, where here you're going to have supplier ID. Okay, yep. So to do that, let's just go to our schema and we see, and we might need to delete this adjustment, the one we have just created. Okay, we might just need to delete this one. I don't know, because it will not have a supply ID, and if I try to delete this, I think we have the delete. Let's see. Okay, so we have deleted that. Now what I'm just going to do is, first of all, what happens to the item? Like, I don't know what happens, but the stock remains, because if we have already made the adjustment, does not necessarily mean that you are going to subtract this. Okay, so that is great. It remains, that is okay. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go to schema. Okay, I'm just going to go to the schema, and where we have add stock adjustment, we just have to add some other things. Okay, so just copy exactly the way this is. Okay, just paste it down here. Instead of an item, is going to be supplier, and this one is going to be at supplier. Okay, feeds, and this feed is going to be, this one is going to be supplier ID, so this, copy this and put it here. So this, it refers to the ID. So the only one thing remaining is that in the supplier, so we can just go copy from the item. This is the item, I guess. So you can see there is this add stock adjustment. Copy this and just go to the supplier down here, and we can just simply add this. So everything now is okay. So in this, we have added the supplier relationship. Supplier ID is referring to this supplier, so this is okay. So now what we need to do is to run. Okay, just we need just to check here. Okay, first of all, I have to stop this. So Control C, go on this second one, and let's say npx Prisma db push. Okay, let's see if this is going to update. Okay, just going to see if it is going to update, and then okay, just wait and see. Database already in sync. Okay, so that's great. It has generated the new client. So you just come this side, npm run dev. Okay, so what this means is that we have to add one field. So onto the, let's start with adjustments in the back office. So we have inventory adjustments. So on the adjustments, if you just go to new, you realize we have two forms. We have this. If you just go to new, we have two forms. Okay, we have this return adjustment form. So if you just go in adjustment form, we have the tabs, and then we have the header, and then we have the add inventory form. So just go to the add inventory form. So in the add inventory form, we need to have one thing for selecting the suppliers. Here is getting the items, and the warehouse, it has to get also others. Let me just go back up where we have this form. We are giving it items and warehouse. Let's see where we are fetching them. They are also coming here because this is use client. So you go on top again where we are fetching all these ones. Get data. Let's just add suppliers. So I'm just going to say const suppliers data is equal to get data. I'm just going to pass in the suppliers. Okay, after getting them, just pass this here. So we have item warehouse comma suppliers, and here just put in this array, just simply pass in the supplier data, just as simple as that. So we have this. So get these suppliers, pass them to also this. So we have here suppliers, so pass it down the suppliers. Okay, pass down the suppliers just like that, suppliers. So we are passing them. So we go to the adjustment form, we receive suppliers. Okay, we have the items, we can also receive the suppliers, and then we can pass the suppliers to the add inventory. So here we can say suppliers is equal to suppliers, so we can pass them down. Okay, so this add, it is receiving suppliers. So here also get the suppliers warehouse, you can get the suppliers. Okay, now how do we use the suppliers? Where we have select input. Now this one I'm just going to remove this class name so that it is finishing the full. Now I'll just say select here the supplier also. So instead of the item, I will also have another select. Okay, so select, and this is going to be supplier ID, supplier ID. Select the supplier and register, of course. Then we pass in here options, suppliers. Okay, so with this, first of all, it has to change, and then we have to receive this supplier ID onto the site, API site. So go to API adjustments, add route. Okay, so now let's go to up here. So where we have these ones, let's put also supplier ID. Okay, so down, when we are creating it, we should also pass down create, we should pass down the supplier ID, just like so. Okay, so this should now still be the same. Let's refresh. And did I start the server? Let me see. Yeah, I think I did. Just wait here and see. Okay, so let's just hit refresh and we create a new adjustment, and we see it should have the supplier ID. And of course, if you wanted to give also this is a point, if you wanted also to put the stock on the supplier side, you could go ahead and also put stock on the supplier side. And this is like, you could also get the details about the supplier, how much he has supplied. Okay, just create a new. Okay, so now you can see here we have the supplier being brought in, supplier here. So just have the reference number, and this doesn't matter, but just have the reference number, the item, the stock. So they just add 50. In fact, just add 30. And let me just maintain this. This is the new stock of November, whatever, just like that. I just create an adjustment. Okay, new stock created successfully. So just go up this side. We have this, the stock added. Here we just of course add more stuff, but just go and see if this reflects. I'm just going to refresh. Okay, you can see we have warehouse 180, and now we also have the quantity of this item as 180. So this is really great. This is great. So we are able to, on these ones, we can add the date, we can add the timestamps on the stock. So let me first close this. Okay, let me just cross out this. Just simply close here, close all, just go to inventory, adjustments. I just go on this page, and So where we are sending the columns, add the add columns. So we have there the add columns. We just need to add created at. So just going to say created at. Okay, I think even on the downer one, let me just add that. Okay, as simple as that. So let's wait and see. Okay, so created at, the date is there. Okay, so that is great. Now the delete functionality is working. What is remaining also is this edit. Right now edit is not working. Okay, edit is not working. We could fix that. Update, the form itself is there, but we don't have the we can what are we supposed to adjust? First of all, inside this we are supposed to create inside this another folder like this. Okay, I'm just going to copy this, then come to the add, paste. So inside the add we are having the route, and the route is having the put, not the get. Okay, the put. So just get here the params, then we have the title. So here we are getting all the things in the we're just getting all these things exactly. Just copy all this. Okay, just add them inside here. So just this. Okay, and so after getting them, is supposed to be just also go and get this. Not just go down to this adjustment. So just copy this, and the update is supposed to update all the things. Okay, it's supposed to update all the things, which is really much work, more than I expected. Okay, but I just do one by one. So this is adjustment, this is also adjustment. Okay, you can just see adjustment, as simple as that. Wait, is this update where ID and the data is this. Okay, so this is the data. Okay, so this is the data, but just make it realistic and see if you can update or edit. Okay, let's first see. Okay, let's just put the edit. So just going to copy all this data here, add it there. Okay, great. So the update should now, so adjustment, just here, remove this console and put this. Okay, and or what we did in the other one, this previous one here, we have to do all these things here, all these ones here. I think this is the most one which has like the biggest of it has the biggest of all in the all modules. This one has the biggest post, the post method. So just want to get from there up to here. Okay, just get all this, and even on the update we have to update those things. So after that, down here you have to go ahead and do this stuff, get the item. Okay, then you have to get that item with that item ID, blah blah, and all kind of stuff. Okay, we have to update the. Do we need to add again onto, because this is not the create, this is the edit. Okay, I think the edit functionality has to be really much reviewed, because what does the edit mean? If someone is editing, what does it mean? So if we click on edit and you change the stock to 50, what happens? Are you supposed to revoke? We can't just hide that edit functionality from there. I think, yeah, we can just leave the editing the adjustment. We can only add a new adjustment. For simplicity, let's only add adjustments, but we will not have the edit functionality here, because this is very complicated, more especially if you have already added the stock. Okay, this can get complicated. What you're just going to do is, someone can only be able to add or delete, but he cannot be able to edit stock. Okay, because the stock is already there. So just this whole thing here of the edit. So in the add, in this add, I'm just going to delete this. I'm not going to put the edit. Okay, I'm not going to put this edit or the update functionality, but the delete, we can leave the delete is there, because here we have this the post gate and the delete. So these ones are enough, these three functionalities, and we can put the same functionalities in the transfer. Okay, so in the transfer we can add this. We need to add the delete. Okay, we need to add this delete in this transfer, and it's already there. ID, and then delete, transfer. I think, yeah, it is also working. The delete, the only that is now is tricky is actually on the add, and we'll see what we will do to this. If someone tries to click on the update, we'll see we can just either hide this. Okay, we just check, we can just hide this. If we check and we find it is adjustment, we can just hide this this button from the table, so that someone can't only looks at the delete. But let's first work on this stock adjustment. So let's create a new. Okay, so now here we have the this. First of all, we have the reference number, which is okay. We have the item, which is okay. Now this is the transfer. We have the item, we have the quantity of stock to transfer, and we have the first warehouse, and we have also the second warehouse. Okay, so we have to get these two warehouses, and we do the math. For instance, you can just want to select the warehouse that will give the stock. Let's say you are selecting this one, and you are going to give the branch. Okay, this is the most ideal situation. You want to transfer stock from the main branch, and this is a problem. Okay, yeah, so okay. So you can have to have here, for instance, the warehouse that will give you the stock. You can select here, the main, and you are giving it to the branch. This is the ideal situation. So when we do the transfer, we have to subtract whatever we entered here. We have to subtract it from here, and then we also add it here. Now the first check we have to do is the one you are trying to transfer here, is it there? Because is when you are transferring 180 and you have maybe 50 here, and we have to show that error onto the UI. Okay, we have to show the error onto the UI. So basically, what I'm just going to do is first make the transfer happen. Okay, so when we go to this transfer stock, let me just go there. We have transfer, and we just need the post here. So you can see we have the giving and the receiving. So you have to get these warehouses, all of them. Okay, I'm just going to go here. So let's first start to get the receiving warehouse. Get the receiving warehouse. Okay, just get the receiving warehouse. So const, okay, receiving warehouse. Just come here, const receiving warehouse is equal to await db dot warehouse, okay, dot warehouse, okay, dot find unique, and here we pass in the where. So we have where, okay, ID is equal to this ID of the receiving. So here we get it, and what we want to get is the quantity. Okay, so we have to get the quantity here. So in the receiving we add, okay, so you can just say get current stock here. Okay, so on that warehouse, get the current stock, and we can just say const current receiving stock. Okay, so the current receiving warehouse stock, so this is receiving warehouse stock. Okay, this is spelling of receiving. Okay, this is going to be equal to receiving warehouse dot stock qty. So this is stock quantity, I guess that's how it is. Okay, and now we have to get the one we are adding. So there is this transfer stock. So for the receiving we have to add. Okay, so down here I'm just going to say adjust. Okay, so here we're just going to adjust stock. Okay, so the new, just say const new stock for receiving, for the receiving warehouse. Okay, for the receiving warehouse is going to be equal to we have say pass int of this here, it has to add, so just get this plus pass int of this you have here, this transfer stock. Okay, just add this. So this is going to be the new stock. So we can now just go ahead and adjust or update. Okay, just going to update. So just get const. Okay, updated is going to be const update receiving warehouse is going to be, so this is the updated actually, and here just going to be await db dot warehouse dot update. Okay, and this takes in the where, so just copy this where. It takes in the where and the data, so where and the data, and the data is going to be stock qty is equal to this new stock. Okay, so this is one thing you have to do. You have to add stock to the we have to add the stock to the receiving. Okay, and at the same time you have to subtract. Okay, so you have to first subtract. Okay, you have to subtract, and we are going to see this condition will only happen once. Before we do this, so on top here, they just first get the giving warehouse. So here you have to give the giving warehouse. Okay, and I'm just going to copy all this. First of all, we have to get it. Okay, we have to get its current stock. So just copy from here to until where we update, just here. Copy this, we just only change. So just paste this, and we have to change starting with the name. So wherever there is a receiving here, I'm just going to say Control D. Okay, just never mind, just change one by one. This is going to change to giving. Okay, the giving warehouse is equal to warehouse dot find unique, where ID is equal to this giving, just like that. So we have the giving warehouse, then we check the current stock. Okay, so the current receiving, so here just say giving. Okay, giving warehouse stock is going to be this giving dot stock quantity, then new stock for giving. So the new stock is going to be giving, so this is going to be receiving warehouse, so this is going to be giving warehouse. For giving warehouse is going to be pass int of the current. Just copy this. Okay, current giving warehouse stock plus, and so this is going to be minus. Okay, minus the transfer stock, which is okay. Now want to update here. We want to update here, so we want to update here, so we can just say await. So this is going to be updated giving warehouse. So updated giving warehouse is await db.warehouse.update where. So this one is giving warehouse ID. Stock is new, so we have this new stock for the giving, or for the giving warehouse. So this should be it, but okay, this should happen only if, so all these transfers that are going to happen, we are going to first make this, what determines is this here, this new stock here. If this new stock is giving a negative, we don't want it to happen, because if you are trying to give what is not currently present, then we should just give an error. Okay, so after getting here the current, current giving stock here, I can just move down this one. After getting this current giving warehouse stock, we are supposed to go ahead and do a comparison with the transfer stock quantity. Okay, so we can make an if statement. If the current this current giving stock is greater than the stock, okay, if this transfer stock, okay, just like this, and we can just go ahead and, of course, we can just go ahead and first convert them. Okay, just say pass int to be very sure this is going to be a number, and then also this one. Okay, you can also just say pass int, okay, of this. Okay, we could just first go and check this. So if the current we could just say if the current giving warehouse is greater than this, that's where inside here we have to do all the things we want to do. Okay, after you have picked this and you have checked the current giving warehouse stock, and then you find out that the giving warehouse stock is greater than the transfer stock, that means we can actually make the transfer. Now all these things that we have done here, all these ones, they can now happen. Okay, all these ones, they can now happen. We can just go scroll. All these ones, they can happen up to this point. So you can cut all that and we put inside this. Okay, we can put inside that if statement. Of course, you would have done the other way around if not, but I'm just going to save that. Okay, if it is greater, just like that. Errors, so you have to have errors. Okay, first of all, it has to be an error. Okay, we have to do some error. Okay, we could just say return. So here we have return null, so we have to return. Here we are returning this. Here we could just have to create an error. So first of all, we can just say we could return null. You could just say data set it to null. Okay, and then status. Okay, just add this status is going to be 409. Okay, and then we can also add, so we have the status, we can also have the error. Okay, we could have error, and the error we could just only just give the status. Okay, just like that. And one thing also is that after doing this, okay, you can return here data null and some message. Okay, you can just say stock quantity, so you can just say giving giving warehouse has no enough stock, so you can just say have no enough stock. Okay, it has no enough stock. Okay, so you can just return this data null and the message and the status of 409. So the only problem is to get the errors onto the UI. So first of all, what we can also check is that when, because at least we have here the select the warehouse that we give the stock. Okay, so we have the warehouse data at this point. Okay, we have the warehouse here, and we also have the warehouse here. Okay, so I think we can add the preferably what we can do is also giving the state. Okay, we can give the state of the state right now of the when someone tries to come here. I feel like we should give them, since we have the data for the warehouse and data for the branch, we could show them the current stock in each. Like we say current stock is this, current stock is this. Okay, and how would we add that? Okay, how would we add the stock? Okay, how would we add the stock right now? We could just try to see right now. First, if we try to transfer right now, they just put any number here and span 19 the quantity, so you can select the quantity of stock to transfer. If you check on the warehouse, on the main right now, warehouse, just to refresh, so we have quantity 180. Okay, we have quantity 180. Let's put something like 80 and we see what happens if we put 80 here. So just put 80. We are transferring from the main to the branch. Okay, the main has given out 80 pieces to the branch. Okay, just save. Let's see if this transacts. Okay, new stock adjustment created. So let's just close out and let's just see, go and see it here. Okay, so transfer is 80. Now if I just go check, I want to refresh on the warehouse first. Okay, so you can see now we have 100 remaining. The stock is 100. So if I check on the items, so currently we have, okay, by the way, if you check the other warehouse, you can see the branch now has 80. Okay, this is great. You can see it has 80. This one has 100, which is tying up. Now on to the item. Do we actually have the item when we just go to transfer? Do we have the item? Yeah, we have the item. So just check. So right now the item in the main should reduce. Okay, so you can just see the item with this this one has also reduced. Okay, of course here the quantity remains 80. Okay, which is very interesting because the spanners are onto this warehouse. They should reduce. Okay, but since this warehouse has no item ID, we can first leave at that. At least the stock is changing in the warehouses. Okay, I just like that. Now let's just look at the scenario whereby I'm putting more stock. Okay, I just want to add to subtract stock that is not enough. So currently we have 100 on the main. So let's just try to say one transfer 200. This should of course not do anything. It shouldn't create. Okay, so let's just add fake fill here, span 19. So the stock, you can see it is this big. We are moving it from the main to this branch. Let's try to save. This something went wrong. Now that's great. We can't just look at the console. Okay, we can look at the console. Okay, of course on the console it has no anything it should give us. You can see it is just transferring, but we should capture this onto in the console. Okay, let's just go to our, is this supposed to be our post, make post? Yeah, so just go to make post. Just go to where we have this in the libs. So lib API request and make post request. So if you look at how we are doing this, is that if we have the response dot okay, first of all let's console.log response, what we see. So here console.log response, let's see console.log response. Okay, and we have to see this down here. Okay, so you just say go ahead and console the response. And where does this go? This is on the server, on the client. This is the server. Okay, okay, so just go ahead and try to add. Something went wrong. We have the response here. So you can see here 409 conflict, and this is exactly what I want. So we just like raising a 409 conflict, and if you look at OK is false. Okay, if you look at OK is and then you see here status text is conflict, and the OK is false, so that means we are receiving it here. Okay, something went wrong, so we can just go ahead and say if you can see here we can check the status. Okay, we can check the status 409. So you can just go here else if. So inside this we can also say if. Okay, if it is what status, yeah, if status. So you can just say if status, if response dot status, if response dot status is equal to 409. Okay, we are very sure this is the conflict. So first of all, we can just have this. Okay, I'm just going to say that, and we could just have this loading just up here. Okay, this one. If the it is 409 want toast dot error, and we say okay that the quantity, can you say the giving warehouse stock, the giving warehouse stock is not enough. Okay, we could just give this, the given warehouse stock is not enough. We could just have this, and let's see if this works. Okay, just want to see that error. Okay, yes. Okay, it's doing the thing. Okay, so you have the given warehouse stock is not enough, and we have also something went wrong. We need to show one. Okay, we need to show one. Just say here else. Okay, else something went wrong. Okay, so okay, so can I solve that now, and let's see. Save adjustment. Okay, the giving our stock is not enough. Yeah, that is great. That is a good enough. We don't need to show the error anywhere. At least the it is being shown here. The giving our stock is not enough. So yeah, we have that check working. If now I put 50, okay, it should now work. Okay, it should work now. Yeah, so new stock adjustment created. I can first close out this, and let's remove this console for the response. This, remove this, and also remove this. Okay, so we can just now have this. We have this working right now. Just going to close out. Okay, I'm just going to close out here. Okay, so we have two adjustments. If we check the warehouse, check the warehouse, so you can see for this one, the cascade now has this, and then the one that is giving the main has 50. Okay, So great, the subtraction and addition are happening very correctly. The only remaining thing is that we have to hide this. We have to hide this here. Now what we can just check, we could check what would we check? Okay, what should we check? Let's just go here. We can just go to just go to components, dashboard, data table. So just going to use this resource title, I guess. We can check using the resource title. Okay. If you look at the resource title for this stuff, you will notice that inventory adjustment. If you check here, you check that it starts with adjustment. Even this one is adjustment. Okay, so what I'm just going to do, what I can just do is what, we could just check for any of these one anyways. So just going to copy this. So just copy this here like this. On the data table, I can just come here on this edit. So this link here, I can only show it if, so you can just say put this, and we're just going to say if the resource title, so just say if the resource title, okay, if the resource title is not equal, if you just do this, if the resource title is not equal, so you can just do this, is not equal to this, oh sorry, is not equal to adjustments, add, okay, or, so I'm just going to put this inside the brackets, and I put or, just this, I'm just going to say or resource title is not equal to adjustments transfer, okay, and then with that I can just say and then put this, okay. You don't know if this is going to work, but we can first check this out. So you're checking for if the resource title is not equal to this, or resource title is not equal to this. If this is true, then show this. Yes, let's see if this is going to disappear from here. It means is not actually working. Okay. We could just say if the type dot contains, let me just come here and just use the resource title dot contains. I think there is that one. If resource title dot contains, okay, just try something else and remove all these. It contains, just remove all this. Okay, they just remove all this. If it contains, if does not contain, okay, if it contains, we could just say if this contains adjustments. So instead of just doing this, let me first get this, all of it, just cut this, and instead of using and okay, because and is supposed to work on the negative, I'm just going to use this. If this is true, then we're just going to return empty or null. So just put here this, and then else we put this. Okay, we don't need another bracket, just put this. Okay, so just right now check if resource title dot contains, I don't know if that method, and just contains adjustment, resource title dot contains is not a function. Okay, string, you just have javascript string contains method. I think it is that method is there. Let's just first check. So if you have this substring dot includes, I think it is the includes. Okay, I think it is a string, it is includes. Is it include or includes? Includes. Okay, the other one, I think it is for the array, includes. Okay, let's just go back to our stuff and see. Okay, yep, so this is great. So you can see that the button has gone. Okay, the button has been hidden and we have only the delete, which is fine. Now if we just go to others, the categories, the button should be there. Yeah, so you can see on this one the button is there, but for the adjustments, the button is not there. Okay, so we have the delete functionality working, the new functionality working. So this is great. We have done, it has been read a lot in this video. I think you have to take rewatch the video. So watch and rewatch. You can go back and rewatch and see what we did. If you can comprehend in terms of, we did a lot of things when it comes to the API. If you check these API endpoints we did for adjustments, they are really something. Okay, they have, most people say they post, they check a lot of things. Okay, they check a lot of things before we do this whole stuff, and even how we have checked for the transfer, it is also something. So I just think is that you just get this. Okay, and I'm just going to ask to be sorry that I'm also going to leave the link to the code at about $5. Just get the code at $5 for sure. This whole code does not equate to $5. It is more than that if you did this project, but this is to support me. So I'm just going to link the source code in the description, but you'll get it at $5, and it's just to support me. not in any way to sell you the code. I would give you all this code for free, but I still need to get some to buy the machine, and my machine is really much hassling. So just need to buy the equipment. So I just need your support in one or the other, and that's the only way you can support me, by liking the video, sharing the video, subscribing, and even getting the code if you can. Okay, but if you have any challenges, you can you can just also use our Discord. We have the Discord. You can just check your problem there, or you can even WhatsApp me if you have an emergency or a problem. We can get in touch. Thank you so much for watching this episode. See you in the next one.